Richard Gere's story begins far from the glamour of Hollywood. Born on August 31, 1949, in Philadelphia, and raised in the quiet town of Syracuse, New York, he grew up in a close-knit Methodist household filled with music and discipline. His father worked as an insurance agent, but was known in the community for helping people with genuine compassion. Gere's mother filled the home with warmth and encouragement, nurturing her children's creativity. Richard quickly stood out. He played multiple instruments, excelled in gymnastics, and showed a curiosity that stretched beyond ordinary teenage interests. After graduating high school in 1967, he earned a gymnastics scholarship to the University of Massachusetts Amherst, where he chose to study philosophy. It wasn't a practical choice, but it reflected his restless mind. Even as a young man, Gere wasn't just looking for success. He was searching for meaning. Searching for meaning beyond college didn't provide the answers Richard Gere was hoping for. After 2 years at university, he realized the academic path wasn't where his heart belonged. He left without finishing his degree and moved to New York City in 1969, determined to pursue acting. Life was far from glamorous. Like many young actors, he struggled to survive, sleeping in his car at times and working small theater jobs while auditioning endlessly. Those years were tough but deeply formative. Gere developed discipline and resilience that would shape his entire career. During this period, he also became increasingly interested in spirituality and philosophy. Books, meditation, and conversations about life's deeper questions filled his time when he wasn't rehearsing or performing. Acting was becoming his profession, but the search for purpose continued quietly in the background. Discovering a spiritual path. In his early 20s, Richard Gere encountered Buddhism, a discovery that would influence the rest of his life. At first, he explored Zen meditation, spending long periods practicing mindfulness and learning to quiet his restless thoughts. Eventually, his spiritual journey took him to the Himalayas, where he met Tibetan monks and spiritual teachers. A meeting with the Dalai Lama left a profound impression on him. The teachings about compassion, awareness, and detachment from ego resonated deeply. For Gere, Buddhism wasn't a passing interest. It became a daily practice and a guiding philosophy. Meditation, reflection, and learning became essential parts of his routine. This spiritual grounding would later help him navigate the unpredictable world of fame and success, reminding him that identity and happiness should never depend solely on public recognition. Breaking into Hollywood while Gere's inner world was evolving, his acting career was slowly gaining momentum. In the late 1970s, he began appearing in films that attracted attention from critics and audiences. His role in Looking for Mr. Goodbar showed his intensity as an actor, while Days of Heaven demonstrated a quieter emotional depth. But it was the 1980 film American Gigolo that transformed him into an international star. Playing the confident and stylish Julian Kay, Gere captured audiences with charisma and complexity. The film turned him into one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces almost overnight. Fame arrived suddenly, bringing magazine covers, interviews, and massive public attention. For someone who had spent years studying meditation and self-reflection, the spotlight felt both exciting and overwhelming. The era of iconic roles. The early 1980s cemented Richard Gere's place among Hollywood's leading men. His performance in An Officer and a Gentleman made him a household name and proved that he could carry emotionally powerful roles. The film's success elevated him to global fame, and audiences saw him as both charming and intense. Later, in 1990, he starred alongside Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. The movie became one of the most beloved romantic comedies of all time, grossing hundreds of millions worldwide. Gere's character, Edward Lewis, showed a softer side of his screen presence. With this role, he became not just a dramatic actor, but a romantic icon whose performances connected with audiences across generations. Balancing fame and personal beliefs. Despite enormous success, Gere never allowed fame to fully define him. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, he remained deeply committed to his spiritual practice and humanitarian interests. He began speaking publicly about issues affecting Tibet and the preservation of its culture. His connection with Dalai Lama inspired him to advocate for compassion, peace, and human rights. These choices were not always popular within the entertainment industry. Studios often preferred actors to remain neutral about global issues, focusing only on films and promotion. Gere, however, believed that having a public platform meant having a responsibility to use it thoughtfully. For him, staying silent about causes he cared about would have felt dishonest. Love, relationships, and lessons. Richard Gere's personal life also drew significant public attention. In the early 1990s, he married supermodel Cindy Crawford. The couple quickly became one of the most talked about pairs in the entertainment world. Their relationship blended fashion, film, and global fame, making them constant subjects of media coverage. Yet the pressures of busy careers and intense public scrutiny eventually strained the marriage, and they separated after several years. Gere later reflected on the relationship with respect and maturity, acknowledging that both partners were growing and discovering their own paths in life. Like many experiences, the marriage taught him lessons about partnership, timing, and personal growth. A new chapter in family life. In 2000, Gere began a new chapter when he welcomed his first son, Homer. Becoming a father changed his perspective in ways fame never had. Parenthood shifted his priorities from career achievements toward deeper personal fulfillment. Over time, he built a quieter life centered on family and meaningful work. Years later, he met Spanish activist Alejandra Silva, whose passion for humanitarian causes matched his own. Their relationship developed slowly but naturally, built on shared values and mutual understanding. In 2018, they married, and Gere eventually became a father again in his late 60s. He often described the experience as humbling and joyful, proving that life can offer unexpected blessings at any age. A different kind of success. By his later years, Richard Gere was no longer chasing blockbuster fame. Instead, he focused on films that interested him creatively and supported humanitarian projects close to his heart. He appeared in thoughtful dramas and independent productions that allowed him to explore complex characters. Away from the cameras, he supported charities, cultural organizations, and educational initiatives. For Gere, success gradually came to mean something different from the usual Hollywood definition. It was no longer about box office numbers or awards, but about living according to personal values. His career choices reflected that philosophy, showing that an artist can follow a unique path, rather than simply pursuing the biggest opportunities. Life beyond Hollywood. In recent years, Gere and his family chose to spend more time in Europe, particularly in Spain. The move allowed them to enjoy a quieter lifestyle, away from constant media attention. In cities like Madrid, he could walk the streets more freely, spending time with his children and focusing on daily family life. Simple routines, school runs, shared meals, and family outings became the center of his world. The transition reminded him that life's greatest joys often come from ordinary moments. After decades in the spotlight, the ability to live peacefully and privately felt like a valuable gift. The lessons of a long journey. Looking back on his life, Richard Gere's journey reveals a powerful message about priorities. He experienced global fame, critical acclaim, and the intense spotlight of celebrity culture. Yet he also chose to explore spirituality, compassion, and service beyond the entertainment industry. His path shows that success can have many meanings. For some, it is measured in awards and achievements. For others, it lies in relationships, purpose, and personal growth. Gere's story reminds us that fulfillment often comes from aligning our lives with our deepest values. A legacy of presence and purpose. Today, Richard Gere is remembered not only for his iconic film roles, but also for the thoughtful choices he made throughout his life. From the romantic charm of Pretty Woman to the spiritual insights he gained through years of meditation, His journey reflects a search for authenticity. At its heart, his legacy is about presence, being fully engaged with family, with community, and with the world around him. Rather than chasing endless recognition, he focused on living a life guided by compassion and awareness. In the end, that quiet dedication may be his most meaningful achievement of all.